What's going on, Fit Fam? Today is day 3, week 7. Gonna get it. Today's leg day. Yay. So now that I have the new machine, I'm gonna give it that try. I'm gonna try to do these GHRs. GDRs, GHRs. All I know is they work your hamstrings and a little bit of your glutes. So we'll do some calf raises, possibly squats. Well, hamstrings, quads. We got to do some kind of quad. I'll have to look at that and see what can I do for my quads. What's happening in the world today? Well, in AI news, Chat GPT-5 is free. They made it free for everyone. Obviously, if you have the free version, you can only do so many things, but it's free. So give it a try. Tell me what you think. I haven't solely used it. I use Perplexity, and I've used Gemini most recently. Perplexity because it has that deep research part of it. So I had Perplexity write up a legal doc for me. Worked out great. What else? Family. I have a 5-year-old daughter, and today I think she kind of lost her mind. And I think it could be possibly TV. But she's like raising her voice, talking back, and we don't raise our voices at our kids. We definitely don't talk back. So she just had an attitude, and partially we think, she's either having teeth come in, because I've heard that my wife said that when kids have teeth come in, they get a little irritable. We don't think she's feeling 100%. So, but today was no TV day, and I think we're gonna try to wing that back. I didn't realize this. My wife said that she was telling our daughter no TV, and the only reason why she let her watch TV was because of giving birth and being so recent to the birth and having to rest and recover and blah blah blah. I had no idea. This is a typical dad thing, right? I don't know what mom's doing and what her rules are. I just follow the lead on that aspect. So we'll see how that happens. And I think it's good. I think it's good for kids to learn to play and entertain themselves. I mean, I did it. We didn't have TV. I mean, I would sneak TV on Saturday mornings, and then sometimes when I came home from school. But it was like, it was the tube TV. It was grainy. You didn't really see a whole lot of anything. But so what is going on for affirmations today? Our affirmation is: so often people are working hard at the wrong thing, and working on the right thing is probably more important than working hard. So it's not how hard you work, but just make sure that whatever you're working on is important. It's going to affect your future. I have a podcast that I work on, and I try to schedule that every Monday, which sometimes I'll do it on Tuesday. Sometimes I've done it on Wednesday. So it depends on how busy I am. Now, all day today, I was filling out background paperwork, and hopefully this job goes through. And I don't have a criminal record. I have clean. So I think what's going to happen though is I have to be in the office. I think it's mostly in the office. Obviously, you've heard all the companies are bringing people back in. This job specifically was, I think, already in the office, and so I'll be going working downtown, and my time is gonna be literally, I'll be gone for 12 hours. I kind of calculated it. I won't have to drive in, which is great, but taking a bus, and then taking a ferry, and then taking a bus to the job site, and then all the way back, reversing that. The question is, well, how do I have time? Like this vlog, I've been doing it every day since I've been employed, and I think what's going to happen is I'm going to have to do this probably just once a week and just fill you guys in, and try to make it as powerful and impactful as I can. It might even be 10 minutes instead of 5. But I have a question. I want to ask people's opinions, because I always wondered about this. Now, I'm Asian, and we're going to talk about DEI. What is DEI for those of you who are watching? What does it mean to you? Now, I know the media, the press, they say DEI is diversity, equity, inclusion, and what it does is it causes people who have a different ethical background to be promoted ahead of other people who are white. I can raise my hand and say that has never happened to me. And I have never received a job because I was Asian. And I am certified through DEI. And what I learned with DEI is letting everyone to have a voice, allowing everyone to have a voice. If you have a work meeting, everybody gets a turn. If you have a get together, everybody's included. That's what DEI really meant. So when I took a certification program, and not once did they say promote somebody who is a minority. Not once did they say give this person a chance just because they're different. Like, so I don't know if companies were doing this. I mean, maybe they were. I have no idea. But I think the aspect of DEI is really just, it's, if you ever read the book, The Culture Code, it's all about how cultures work together and how to be inclusive. And being inclusive will make the company grow and more profitable, period. So I'm just kind of curious. Like, I know there's a bad taste in the word DEI, but in learning and development, it's an important key thing. And that's when we go around and we ask for assessments or feedback, we ask everybody. We want people to tell us, what did we do wrong? So I just thought it was kind of something that I've been thinking about and wondering, like, is this, and I know that current president is taking that out of certain businesses and locals and all that stuff. But I think there's a misconception of what it truly means. Now, people joke, like if there's a plane crash or, an accident happens, well, it must have been a DEI hire. I don't think that's the case. Like, every time that I've seen people applying for jobs, it wasn't about your skin color. It wasn't about your culture. It wasn't about your ethnic background. It was always about, can you do the job? So, I don't know. That's how I always saw it. And, being unemployed, applying for jobs, not once did anyone say, oh, you're Asian. We need you, one of you. Come on board. I never got that. I even applied for government agencies and I never got that. So I actually think different story. So I don't know. I'm just kind of curious. What is your thought on DEI? Is it skewed out there? Because the places where I've been, it hasn't seemed like it was skewed. And I'd be the first to know, right? Because if someone's were to hire and promote a white person over me and I felt like I was qualified, I'd be the first to know. And I'm not one of those employees that sit on my butt and don't do anything. I'm actually trying to strive and grow in my career as well. So, but I've never seen that. Now I have, I've seen that, where if there's a complaint and regardless of who it's coming from, we do address it. I think that's DEI. I think if we can make things better and a suggestion comes from someone who is a minority or someone who's Caucasian, I think we take it both ways. So I don't know. I mean, think about this. If you have a conversation with someone who has broken English, someone who, now typically, if they have broken English, they speak another language. Put that in your mind. I only speak one language. I'm Asian. I'm a bad Asian. I only speak English because I was born here. I never learned Korean, Chinese, or Japanese. And so, but if someone has broken English and someone else has regular English, their native tongue, and someone else speaks a different language, how do you, obviously the people that speak natively are probably gonna have more to talk about than someone who has broken English. But it's always a chance to pause and go, hey, what do you guys think? How do you feel about this? And that's DEI. That's it. So take it with a grain of salt, I guess. Let's just all be inclusive with each other, our perceptions and ideas. I think I think that's what it really means. That's what it means to me. What does it mean to you?